Hello everyone, myself Saurabh Bera from MBA General from Woxsen University. Today we have with us Dr. Prasad Padmanabhan to share his thoughts and insights about the financial literacy. Dr. Prasad Padmanabhan is a senior professor of finance, St. Mary's University, San Antonio, Texas, USA, and Myra Stanford Pryor, chair of Free Enterprise and San Walton Fellow, and holds a chair professor in Woxsen University. He is well known to Woxen as he has visited Woxen twice and grant us with his knowledge and insights. Dr. Prasad Padmanabhan is specialized in teaching international finance, investment, corporate finance, financial management, and international business. Let's begin with the first question, sir. So, why is the financial literacy important for the growing economy like India?
Well, when you talk about financial literacy, you are talking about knowing how to do numbers, how to manage money, and if you teach financial literacy to the at the elementary level to elementary school kids, which I think Woxen is doing, that's good because it teaches them responsibility, teaches them maturity, and once they learn maturity and responsibility, they will pick up on the other attributes like reading, writing, etc. So you're planting a seed, and that seed will grow if you plant it at the very basic school level and impart those skills, financial literacy skills, because they need to manage money, and if you don't know how to manage money, there will be problems later on. And teaching these kids how to manage money also teaches them responsibility, which will be very good for the country as well as for the students.
So our next question is, so how the youth of India is in leveraging financial literacy initiative?
Well, as I said, if you teach them financial skills, how to manage money, how to save money, they will do well for themselves, and they will not be a burden on the state. In many cases, in many countries, a lot of people who don't know, haven't too many skills, can be a burden on the state, and that's
Okay.
a problem for any country. But if you youth of India as well as youth of the world are trained to manage money responsibly, they will take care of themselves. They will invest, they will save responsibly, and contribute to society in a positive way. And if you add the other attributes, then it's all good, a win-win for the student, for the people, and for the country.
Okay. So the third question is going to be, how do you see the expected role of corporate sector in the financial literacy drive,
Well,
in improvising the financial literacy drive?
sure. Yeah, I understand. So if you look at the corporate sector, they want trained people. They want people who they don't have to train. And if they get trained in a lot of these attributes very early, even in kindergarten, high school, middle school, high school, and college, then they will have skilled students who can then be trained at the next level. If the corporate America is trying to install basic skills on students, then they will waste a lot of resources and time, and it's not necessarily good for them as well as good for the country. Corporate America wants trains people. They come to universities like Woxen to secure the services of skilled students, so that they will then leverage that with the skills that they want to teach from the corporate environment and make money as well as serve society. And corporate world is also into community service.
Yeah.
So if you do community service and you train kids as students who will then transfer, paid forward to other kids, then not only will the kids prosper, not only will the university prosper, but corporate world as well as the country will prosper.
So the next question is, what can be the possible ways that the larger economy like USA and India coming together and giving the financial literacy to the world?
Well, it's interesting that you talk about India. India is a very developed country, but it still has a big population, a lot of ways to go. A lot of people, especially in the rural sectors, don't have access to any services, let alone financial skills. They don't have money. They have struggling. Sometimes they are day-to-day living. And in America, we have the same problem, except it's not so profound as here. It's still there. So there always, every society, every country has to do the pit. The students, the corporate world, as well as the country itself, the government has to pitch in to raise the level, literacy level, financial literacy level, reading level, skill set that every student should know. So even though USA and India are probably far apart, at least in population, they still have the same issues to deal with. So anything that works here or anything that works in the US can be applied globally. And so that is a good way to pool resources across the world, to share knowledge, to share what works and what doesn't work, and then transmit them to the world for the good of the world.
Okay, sir, that was nice. How do you see the role of financial literacy improvising the rural development?
But if anything, financial literacy has a very big critical role to play in country, in the countryside. A lot of people are poor, they're impoverished, they don't have the money, they don't have the resources, they don't have the schools. Sometimes it's far away, they have to walk a lot, and sometimes they have other pressures like farmers' kids might have to work in the farm and maybe they don't get to school. So if you teach basic financial literacy skills to them, take the effort to go and train them, you are planting a very big seed that's going to go into a big tree, fruitful tree. And so you teach them financial skills, you're teaching them responsibility, you're teaching them maturity, because they have to be mature, and when they are mature with all these skill sets, they feel good that they're saving money, but they also pick up on reading and writing, which are skill sets that are probably deficient in the rural countryside. So helping them is probably more productive, more valuable than perhaps helping a kid in the city who has all the resources but does not want to participate. So I think I'm not trying to downplay that you can't help people in the city, but I think it's more important the value, the investment value of helping a kid in the rural sector is much more higher returns for the investments than it is perhaps in a developed area. So yes, that's a very good task you're doing. Finance Studio is working on that, and I applaud the students. I applaud the Dr. Agarwal for leading this process, and you're instilling the good type of skills that students should know, who then will take it and pay it forward to teach their kids, their relatives, if you will. So that's a good thing what you're doing. It's a win-win situation for everybody.
Thank you so much, Professor, for sharing your thoughts and insights on financial literacy. It was a great talking to you. Thank you.